Welcome to another Quantum Conversation. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Oh, welcome, beautiful hearts. We have another episode in our Energy Healing Summit series. And today we are going to meet a beautiful light worker, Jaypee Goncalves. And he is a spiritual teacher, a spiritual guide, a coach for all of us. And he's got a deep background in healing energy. And he's also a martial arts artist. Let's welcome Jaypee to this quantum conversation. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Lauren. How are you? Thank you for inviting me, and I'm very excited to be here.
We are excited to talk with you and have you share your experience. First, I want to preface this and say that you are a coach and people can get a personal session with you. And there's
Yes.
also an online course that we're going to be talking about on your whole journey here and more to come on that. First, let's meet Jaypee. Can you share with us your awakening story? What was that like? What happened?
Wow. It
Uh-huh.
was a multi-step awakening because I'm from a background that I grew up in France. I'm from a line of African people that my family is with a high energy and ancestral background that I've learned of way past when I was an adult and after my spiritual journey. And I grew up being in the matrix, in the normal world, as a graphic designer, as a choreographer, in the night events industry in Paris. So I was really in in the material world in the deepest form that you can imagine. And at some point, I just had a huge breakthrough. It was after a party that I organized that my that everything went well with everyone, but I lost some money. It was okay. And it made me realize how deep I was not aligned with myself. It took me 2 weeks, I think, to really go over that traumatic event. And I was not even understanding why it was so much for me because it was nothing I could not handle. I took 3 days crying and rethinking my whole life. Why is that happening to me? And just I realized, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take everything out and move out because I don't want to earn money and have no meaning with that. And this is why, and this is how it begins. So I moved out to Belgium. I met my first spiritual mentors. I've been in personal development and I grew up like this. I learned my ability, what I can do. At the same time, martial arts. I'm practicing Wing Chun, that is a type of Kung Fu from China. And I'm now a self-defense trainer and Wing Chun practitioner. So I've been lucky because I've never been able to be fixed in a group because there's something in me that just says, okay, the truth is everywhere, it's there. And it's not him or her or this group that have the knowledge. And I've been in a group that doesn't put themselves in front, they just put the knowledge and the tools, the what you can use, that how you have been experiencing and materializing your life since you're born. but it was not a conscious way, but that you can learn how to do it by yourself and just take control. And it's exactly the same as in the movie Matrix. And for me, it was just eye-opening because I've always loved movies like Star Wars, Matrix, and a lot of even anime. And all the relations just came out. It was clear that those people, those um creators, have had some knowledge that they wanted to share to the world in advertising or in a more light way, because how you can use the force is exactly how you can use the life force or the energy or the chakra or the key, or it's the same thing, it's a different word. And then here I am here in Spain after 3 years. I've passed, wow, 11 years being a coach. I see myself more as a guide or a mentor because I don't do motivation a session. I will always try to help the person I have in front of me to see who they are, the light that they have, and how they can express that light. So I've been gifted with the ability to see through all the layers. So I very quickly see who that person is, what they want. I feel if it's not the root of the situation, of the challenge, of the problem. So I can touch, okay, this is the root. I know that. I cannot bring them there so easily. Okay, let's go step by step. And then, okay, how can you, without me in your future, still use the same tools and still, when you will have any challenges, overcome them? Because I want people to be able to function without me as fast as they can, because fast is a non-specific word that can, for someone, can be 2 weeks, and for someone else can be 2 years. I had session with people in 2 hours. We just unhook the blockages, and boom, I never see that person again. And other people, I spend few session, few days, few weeks, and then we just keep in touch. And it depends. And a couple or bunch of people has been as Padawans, like I've been their mentor, and now they are just shining like I there's no word, they're just them and enjoying.
That has
So
got to feel so good, doesn't it?
yeah, yes, yes. And the way I like to now present myself in the easiest way is with the um, human design. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yes, and I noticed that you are a projector in human design. So
Exactly.
that's
And
very
when I've learned that, it was like, wow, okay, now I understand why. Now I understand how I've been so out of myself, why I
interesting.
have so much bitterness inside of me. And it's not just the world, because as a projector, I'm, for the one that doesn't know, in human design, you have four types. You have the generators, the manifestor, projector, and the reflectors. And then the main thing, it's your two profiles. I'm projector. So the world right now is built for generators and manifestors. They are the one that can create energy to function. As a projector, I cannot do that. I'm very dependent of my own energy and with the person I'm with. So when I'm with someone, I can create and recreate for myself. And when I'm gone, I'm like this. But I'm absolutely fine like this because my purpose as a projector is to help, guide, inform the manifestor and the generators. And this is exactly how I see myself and how I want to be because I want to be that tool that you will come, recognize, take, use, and be better and say, okay, thank you. That's it. I can go. I can go on now. And yeah,
I absolutely find your humbleness refreshing. You are here to truly inspire and assist. And you said it so perfectly that it's not about you, it's the
no,
tools that you're sharing that empower others. That is very mature and it's so welcome in our world. You're helping people become the hero in their lives again.
exactly.
We're all
That's
heroes. We may lose sight of that heroity, but you're helping them be those heroes. And that's really fifth dimensional. And that's a sign of a true leader. And I love it. It's so great. And
thank you.
so I wanted to ask before we move on and talk about some of these tools that you're so good at helping people unhook from these blockages and other things that you mentioned. You're okay, so you woke up in steps, but there was one day in your life that you said, something happened and you got over it in 2 weeks. You spent 3 days and, but then after 2 weeks, you were done with it. I call that a rapid shift, a rapid awakening. Can you share with us what happened? Were you just, what happened to be such a catalyst?
Actually, the first in that it was in 2011. Actually,
Right before 2012. Yeah, that was a big year for
exactly,
many.
exactly. And actually, my true awakening was no, there there was my Kundalini opening. I think that was that day, that period, because
Kundalini awakening.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
I just, I've been overwhelmed with so much energy. Now I can put words on it, but at that time, it was just too much. It was
Wow.
why. And I was like, it was not myself to cry my eyes out just for something that I know I can fix because I grew up I always have difficulty to cry because when I was a young boy, I cried a lot. And at some point, I say, okay, no, thank you. And yeah, 3 days, it's long. And then those 2 weeks was just managing the overflow of informations, of pictures, scenes, feelings that I was that was inside of me. And I just, okay, you know what? Just breathe and sort everything that you can sort out. What is useful now? What can you do with that? Okay, what would be the next step? Because I'm a very practical person. So I just say, okay, this, I don't want anymore. Let's move that. What's left? And I was like, nothing. Okay. And it was worse. And I was like, just, okay, what do I want to put there? Okay, this I don't know, but I know I will need something there. Okay, let's just move on where I can see. And I've been moving step by step. And it has been since then for yeah, until I think 2007, 16, 17 there has been periods when I was like pushing the ceiling and the ceiling breaks and wow, okay, pushing another ceiling and wow, because in 2011 I quit everything, my company. I was managing two DJs, three dancers and other artists. I was having contract. It was so much fun, but I had a team of 14 people. It was friends, and we were like a a crew, a group of people that we just are friends but working. And I was like, okay, you know what, guys? I'm very sorry, but I cannot do that anymore. I need to stop everything because I need to go back to my roots and to seek what has more meaning than this, because working from Monday to Sunday, day and night, and always my calls are what are the next party? What is the opportunity there? No, I'm not Google. I'm not a website for advertisement. I met a girlfriend. I moved out. I met the right people with really so much serendipity. It was so, how can that be possible? And I've seen that in those 2 years until end of until the 2012 actually, and 2013 breakout, it has been like this. And those people, some of those people are still here. Some other have done their work and they are now gone, but I still keep them in my heart deeply. It gave me all of that experience gave me a son in 2016, where I've been lucky enough to also, at the same time when I was breaking out with the mother of my son, meeting my twin flame. And that's something really, spiritually speaking, it's a challenge. Uh,
It sounds good. And it sounds like when you say the word challenge, that it is exactly what some people have learned is it's not always easy. It's not all
no,
roses and lemonade, right? It
no,
it could be challenges. So that twin flame, um, tell us about that because are you still in connection and is your twin flame the same level, same page as you are?
she was
Or
not. She
no?
was not, and it was, as you know, twin flames.
Yes.
It's like you flip a coin. We don't meet necessarily in this incarnation, and if we meet, it all depends on all is those two parts at the same conscious level. If not, one is kind of pushing the other one away. And that's exactly what happened. Because, and when I say a challenge, it's because it has been the most wonderful 6 months, intensely in any fields possible of my life. But the day she told me, you know what, I cannot be with you anymore because everything about you, your aura, your energy, who you are, is um, is shaking me up to change and to evolve. And I cannot do that because I spend so much time to build a castle of stability. I'm aware it's a deck of cards, but I don't see in me the strength to change that. I was, yeah, there's no word. And I had to go past that. But
Okay. All right. Well, that's very adult of you, very mature of you. It
at
must
that
be
time, no?
devastating. I mean, it must
Yeah,
be devastating. So let's back up here. So some have met their twin flame and they know it. How did you know that it was a twin flame rather than a soulmate? How did you know twin flame? How did you recognize that?
I didn't even know the concept of twin flame before I've met her. I was in a step that at that time, if I remember well, I was moving on in my training for pendulum and energy mastery. And I was working on energy with other people managing your own energy. And I had a friend, a girlfriend. We were brainstorming a lot. Each of every meeting that we had was to talk about the book that we are reading, the movies, and after almost a year, she told me, Jay, I need to present to you my best friend because every time you talk to me about this book, this movie, in the same day, a week maximum, she talked to me about the same thing. And there's something I don't know what, but you have to meet together. It took 4 months to make that happen, but she was moving out of Belgium. And okay, so we met. It was a restaurant for a gathering to say hello to that friend, Sandrine. And when she arrived, I just look at her. It was weird in a way that I could not explain. It was, I was meeting someone I knew very well from the past, but that was the feeling deep inside. But my mind was, I know I don't know her. I've never seen her, but she's too much familiar in the energy. And we spent the night talking, almost the night. And it was the first hint was 2 times we touched each other by mistake, but the feeling was special. We met again 1 or 2 times, and the first time we hug for real and kiss, it was accidental kiss, but when you touch yourself, it's not the same thing as touching someone else. The feeling is special. It's you touch yourself and you recognize that there is a touch of yourself. When I was touching her, I was touching myself. It was exactly as if I was touching me. So it was at the same time pleasant, but familiar and new because I've never touched someone with the same feeling as touching myself. And it was as if for the first time in my whole life, I was whole. But I've never felt not whole. It was just, okay, I'm one. There's this space where outside us, there's nothing else. And now I still remember where it was, the feeling, everything. It was as if we just connected and the universe shut down and
Mm.
gave us a silence. Everything was dark except us. It was shining. And everything being with her was that. It was, it's
Wow.
really an incredible intense. And after that feeling, because we were talking about the soul family, soulmates, all the different explanations of that, and I was like, there's no word of what you are. And we looked, and we stumbled upon twin flames. And directly I was, and reading in was, okay, but what they say, it's absolutely not nice, actually, because it's either it's going to be an explosion of, wow, we are going to build something for the planet. Yeah. Or we're going to break down and maybe
Right.
go
Yeah.
back. And I was like, okay, you seem so on the same level. And I don't know, at some point it was too much. So, yeah, like you said, devastating. Like the second time I cried for 4 days. It was the second time.
Yeah.
When she said that, I was so, I don't know. There's, yeah, devastating. It's like if the universe give you a perspective that you were not even capable of understanding, and give you, okay, now, you know what? This is your true meaning. This is who you are. You are an old soul. You are capable of so much more that you have thought so far. And we give you a help. This says your twin flame. Okay. It's if you want, because you have free will, you can build so much. Okay, I have to digest that information. Okay, I have to digest that perspective. Okay, it's gone. And what was difficult is because I was moving out, I made a spiritual journey. So after 2 months being with her, I went for a journey first in Africa and
Wow.
for to go back to my roots. So we've been apart. I came back. Maybe I should not have came back. And when we came back, we made a trip, a road trip together. And it was, yeah, okay, so much possibility. And then, okay, we take that from you. It's like I didn't ask for anything, but, and you have to recover because you
Yeah.
cannot just stay down. So, yeah, I had to
Wow.
recover. And this is when I just went to the next step. And it's always that. It's just at that time, I was like, okay, so life is like being yourself, evolving, creating a shell, and going out of that nutshell. Boom, you're a butterfly. And you can do that many times. But now I've understood that no, it's life, it's not that, because one of the tool of explanation that I've been told about life that I love is life is meaningless, and it's meaningless that life is meaningless. Repeat that. Life is meaningless, and it's absolutely meaningless that life is meaningless. And you repeat that 6, 7, 10 times, and you are like, uh-huh, so that's true. Okay, I get that. So we create personally the meaning of our life, but life, the thing, life is still meaningless. But as a group, we still create a meaning to life, but life itself is still meaningless. So, okay. And this is when another time you get that the yin yang symbol, the principle of whole is one and one is whole. Okay. Life is meaningless. Okay. But what the meaning of the life I want to experience now? Until now, I just see that, yeah, the absolute truth is like with a conversation with God, what uh, Robert Neil Walsh says. It's just about reminding who we are, the light that we are. It's just about reminding. And when you remind yourself, okay, this is what I am, you know what you can do, and you know that there's no limit. So if there's no limit, you chose this incarnation. Okay, so why did you choose this one with the people that you're meeting? And we are now in 2024, in the period that there's the digital world. There's the AI coming. It's there, but it's just the first step. There's the metric, there's everything. So I cannot just go out of that because, yeah, I can. I go live in Tibet or Bhutan, or I just create my own city. But I still need to function because we are now using internet and computer and thing that is the matrix. So okay, and all of my course, coaching and guidance, it's about, yeah, finding back reminding who you are and finding your way that you will choose, not your parents, not your environment, not your country, not your family, not everything, but you, deeply your soul. What do you want? And how you can be in that world, in that digital, but still physical, and at the same time, spiritual world. Because the only way to function is to be in the three planes at the same time. In the three, yeah, plane as not plane, but spiritual, material, and mental. And this is the only way that you really materialize, because if you just pray, it doesn't work. If you just do, it doesn't work either. If you just visualize, it doesn't work. You need to combine those three, and you need to have the be, do, have. It's only when you are that you have the willing to act, to do something. And because you're doing what is aligned with who you are, you shall receive. That's from what is asked and it's given. You cannot ask something that you don't know and that you are not. If you
Again, I love that. Here you are through your own experience of these tools and martial arts, and you're speaking what we hear the quantum physicist Amit Goswami. He talks about do, right? Exactly what you're saying. You can add that word have, have, is what you're saying is that essence that we are. So it really is spectacular. When you are, let's talk about martial arts, because you're a big martial arts. The Wing Sun is your tradition. It's a form of karate. How has that helped you? And as you coach people, you do share some physical motions. Why is that important here? What have you learned about that modality or martial arts in general that really give you an empowered stance?
That's a very specific way of presenting the question, Lauren. Um, when I started, I was starting with Jin, and my Sifu told us that the definition of Wing Chun, because it's like Tai Chi or Qigong, an internal art. And he says Wing Chun is the martial materialization of your being or of your thinking. So it was exactly the same definition of the law of attraction. You become what you think most of the time. And what it gives me, it's the correlation between spirituality, personal development, and who we are, because our body is our vessel. You you cannot tell me that your body is not important. Your health depends of your body, and your body depends of your brain and heart, and all of that depend of your breathing. Wing Chun, it's not about what the other one will do or is about to do. It's about knowing yourself. Qigong is some form that Qigong, apparently. It helps with breathing, yeah, healing with your joints and many things that normally you don't really work out. And Qigong is an additional practice with Wing Chun. Tai Chi is a sister of Wing Chun. Both are internal in a way that you have forms that you practice. It's a sequential movement that each form has a meditational way and a martial way. So you can use them to reinforce your body, your mind, your articulation, your strength, your breathing. So when you work with your breathing, you work with everything else because you can put more oxygen in your muscles, in your bloodstream, so you can increase your strength, your longevity, and stuff like this. And why I always say you cannot just work one thing and neglect the other things. It's because with being able to practice that much Wing Chun made me realize how much. If you heal yourself with energetic healing, that's good. We need to do that. But it's not enough. You need to change your mindset because your mindset produces your habits and your habit produce your reality. I do a healing without changing my mindset, I will end up doing more healings. When I change my mindset, now everyone knows you need to eat well, to practice sports, to make to reinforce your body because yeah, you don't want to be 60 years old and looking out as 89 or something. Like Asian people, they are 90 years old and they look like 50. And this is also why we say black doesn't crack because it's a form of stress. It's the different form of stress that if you're free of that, you don't age the same way. But the thing is, if you're well, you're happy, you're vibrant, but you still deep inside have the small fear that when you go somewhere, someone will tend to attempt at your life or your physical being or your family, your kids, the person you love, that means you're not that well because there's there's an energy of fear that is inside of you. And fear, what is it? It's just putting your soul to ask for the negative of what you want. Because, like we said, you always succeed. Everything you ask, you get it. And if you have something that you don't want, that means you are vibrating the opposite of the lack of it. And fear, it's only asking for what you don't want. And this is why people that do boxing, karate, they can be sometimes a victim of any type of aggression, have this sense of fear, and having more experience of, yeah, but I've been aggressed or something. And then when they start, it stopped. Like,
Mhm.
look at a kid that is being bullied. And then when he's going to start any type of martial art or, or, or sports, like boxing, anything, at some point, he's not bullied anymore. It's just the energy that he sends because he's now, okay, I know I'm safe. So if I'm safe, the universe is not going to give me anything that makes me unsafe because I feel I'm safe. So the universe is always that secretary that says, yes, sir, is giving me experiences, things to prove that I'm right. And if I say I'm unsafe, the blonde secretary says, yes, sir, and shows you, okay, this is what you say. So you're true. So martial art for me is the third point of the holistic thing. And this is why, since I've been coaching and being a mentor, I've started with a young guy in video games. And I said, you know what? I will coach you because he's the one that he insisting of me coaching him in his life. And I say, okay, but my rule, we're going to use video games, but you will have to do workouts. You will have to do physical exercise. and you will have to work in your mindset. And yeah, you have to work on those three, and the mind, the spiritual, and the physical. When you do that, everything is in place, because everything talks with one of the other two. So it creates balance and just more of it.
I love it. I really do. And I love how you are. One is that here you are, a male stepping into this arena. We need a lot more men to step up. That's actually been a question. Where are the men? And how can we support them? And you're doing it. So I want to congratulate you for that. And I know that there's so many who are watching and listening that could use your support for their loved ones, for their children, their brothers. It doesn't have to be just men, but here
No,
you are balancing. I love how you said, the video games. Someone could be really in love with video games, but yet you're letting them balance, and there's nothing wrong with it. But again, that
it's
word
the two. Yes,
balance, right? I mean, it could be heavy on the mental, but the spiritual and then the physical. So I love how you're taking that holistic approach. Can you share with us some of your favorite ways to root or track down fear that might come up so that it roots out and it shifts? Because as you said, when that fear is gone, we're unstoppable. Can you offer a way that, and it's different for everyone, but what do you do there?
I smile because I dis you know, since I've been talked to what you do and sign up to be here, so much happened.
Mhm.
And I took really so much happened. And I've been blessed. And I took some decision on saying the things as I think they really are. So the truth is, I don't do anything. I just know because I'm a clairsentient. I don't hear, I don't see, I feel a lot, but the information just come. That's the true answer. The answer I used to give is uh, it's just that I'm very good at listening, analyzing, and knowing through your experience, because there is so much things into your personality, who you are. There is the mimic, but all of that actually, it's just vectors of the. If you give me the authorization to work with you, I will know. Period. There's no there's no other. That's the truth I've learned 8 years ago, and I've never said truly before the first meeting. I said that with the ones that have been uh, coaching for a long time, because I need to tell them sometimes the way you will express things, sorry for my French, it's bullshit. it's it's just words, concepts, techniques, but in everyone can be a healer, a coach. We all have the ability. It's just some are more inclined or have more experience to do it. Even some, there's this saying that says the true wise is able to learn from the fool of the village. And that's the truth. Some people, you just met them and they're going to tell you one sentence. And with that one sentence, it's going to touch the real deep root of your wounds. It's like a chirurgical intervention. And this is what I do. I just know. And when I look at you, If it's physical, like massages, I've before even I learned trigger points or all of that techniques. I used to massage people and always release the pain because I'm just, come here. You have the pain here, right? Yeah, okay. Let me touch here. Oh, what is it now? Please, click, move again. It's gone. Yes. How did I do that? I don't know. I just knew it was there. It's not even clear with my eyes or because I don't see the color of the auras. I don't see the auras. I just feel them a little bit, but I just know it's there. So when I work with someone, it's just, okay, I start even not talking about you because at first I don't care. It can be blunt, but I don't care who you are. It doesn't interest me who you are because who you are now is the result of your past. And very interesting, it's in who you will be and who you want to be. Because everything you think now will produce this moment plus X. It will produce the future. So who you are now, what I see now is just the astral projection of all of your past intentions. So I always start with the basic principles. There is for me 5 basic principles that I give. You can use them in anything. I can explain them talking about video games, movies, gardening, business, squash, sex, plane, travel, anything. It's just working because it's the true meaning of how the law of attraction works. Then, with that, we will rework on something very important, the words, the power of the words, because we use words in a way that we put emotions or concept, but if you look at the etymology of the word and the real root of it, and this is how the word has an impact on you and you don't realize it. And to answer your question of why men's are not more here, I will speak for myself and for the few other guys that I know are so wise. We are scared. It's just people sometimes tell me, you're so much confident. No, please. If you're in my mind, I'm not that confident. It's just we are so factual that for us, for men, it's either a fight that you have to win because it's a battle, or it's something that you need to prove. And I'm not in that world, sorry, because I grew up with my mom, 3 sisters, and mostly friends that are girls. So my feminine energy is way more present. I don't want to fight with you because being mean is easy for me, but this is not what I do. And this is another reason why there's not much that men. It's because when you're hurt or down or very bad, feeling bad, you want to feel better, right? So you want someone that will be compassionate, that will be nice to you. But the truth is, this is not what you need. Yes, I will understand what you're living. I live that. But you need to be pushed. And this is why a lot of men cannot survive in that world of healing because people doesn't really like us. And I've been always true with any of my clients or people is that, okay, I'm not for everyone, okay? I'm for the one that is really willing to put the work. If you just want that I put a bandage on your wound, please go find someone else. I will help you heal and I will help you reinforce everything that created that wound. That for the next time you don't being hurt that much. There's a saying that says it's not about um, how much you fall and stand back up. It's how much you're strong enough to take the hit and keep going on. And that's the truth of the one that are light warriors, that are the leaders of this world. They just don't care because their self concept is so strong that you cannot break them. And this is what we need to understand. Our self concept is weak for time to time because we ask ourselves so much questions. But when your self concept is so strong, please, what can break you? What can put you down? What words will offend you? Nothing. Anyone can come and tell you anything. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate. Yeah. And it's when you want people to criticize you and tell you what it's difficult, what you're doing wrong, because this is when you are in the most creative and evolving way, because you're like, okay, please tell me what I can do better. Tell me how I can improve. Because yeah, telling me I'm nice, yeah, it's pleasing. It's pleasing, of course. Some people need that more, so we need to give them. But some other, for me, yeah, no. It's when I recognize that I'm pleased. That's also projector's way. The generator, he needs to have recognition as, yeah, congratulations, yeah, good job. Me, no, it's not good job. It's when I'm invited. It's when someone sees, okay, Jay might be the person for me. And then I can help you.
Hmm. Okay, awesome. Okay, wonderful. So, we're going to talk about ways that people can work with you now. And those who are listening and excited to work with you can access a personal coaching session with you. And this is really an empowerment session. Let's just say that you were sharing about how that works. And so we're excited about that. But you also have a course here, a comprehensive online course with live Q&A. We've got just a few minutes left. Can you share with us what that is, your special offer, please?
Of course. What I've set up, it's I will give online course that will regroup the basic things, like I said, that helps, and tools like EFT and other tools that you can use for emotional management, because that is a huge thing. Your emotions blocked yourself from evolving. And in the session, I will take time to understand what is your situation, who you are now. Like I said, what I'm not interested, your experience, but also where you want to be, and what is the gap. Because what interests me is the gap, the space between you and what you want. And like this, I will give very specific tips knowledge, informations, or guidance upon how to break down that space to be where you want to be. Because yeah, it's not the end way, but it's for you to be in the right way and the right course uh, that you can walk and enjoy, because that makes the difference for anyone.
Thank you for offering that. I'm reminded of mind the gap between who you are and who you want to be. And 4 weeks with you, interacting with you is like personal coaching sessions right there together. But again, the personal coaching session is available and that 4 week course is available. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for helping everyone with this. You have abilities that are great. Yes.
I forgot to say something.
Yes.
Because the way I've doing things and how I just say, so much happened between when I put down the offer and now.
Okay.
I when I put down the offer, I was intending to do just holistic and spiritual uh, uh, guidance, but actually, I reformed or rebuilt my website, and the offer that I'm offering with you is either if anyone has a business or don't have a business that is personal or is just about creating or stuck in what you do, there I will point out the real blockages, because also there is tips with technology and digital strategy that helps, because every time you break down the stress, the fear, or the size of what is in front of you, every time you just feel better. And like I said, yes, I use video games. It's not what I put in front, but it has helped me to be able to work with a larger spectrum of people, because the young ones also are so important. And like you said, yeah, video games, it's not the devil, because it's now a tool that even psychiatrists use, because it helps the NASA use it. And in those fields, there is people that has so much spiritual energy, but it's just, yeah, for some it's a way to be out of the matrix. For other, it's a competitive way, because it it pushes you to go and reach for the maximum that you can bring on. And for others, it's just, yeah, it's fun. It helps me relax. I use it. It helps me with my peripheral vision, with my reflexes, with my memory, and my coordinations. Okay, good. And then you put that away and you continue. And you can use martial art to continue that, or other stuff. And like this, we have the harmony.
So beautiful. Thank you, JP. This is a beacon of hope for people who want to help their family members, or even in their own life, if they have blockages that they're trying to uncover. You have this innate ability to help them with that. So thank you for offering this for our audience. I want to direct those watching and listening to scroll down on this webpage and check it out. What an incredible opportunity. It's a very affordable program and a coaching session. So if you're interested, it's there for you. Work with JP. You can sense his energy and what he can do for you and for your loved ones. If this rings a bell in your heart, as it does mine, I think it's wonderful. JP is a New Earth leader as well, and it's very helpful, the tools and techniques that he's bringing forward. JP, thank you, thank you, thank you for this. As we
Thank
say
you.
goodbye, I want to give you word time for final thoughts. Thank you.
Uh, I think we say it all. I just want to thank you again. And my motto is just that as spiritual being, we chose this time of the humanity. So it's our responsibility and free will to find back our harmony in this modern world. So yeah,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
that's kind of my motivation. It's how can I help to stimulate to stimulate the thinking, the mindset, the perception of anyone to say, oh, maybe there's more, or maybe I can do more, I can be more, or okay, I don't have to follow that path that has put upon me. I can choose my own and find my balance, my harmony. And okay, I want to do that. And a lot of us has lived that since COVID. But
Yeah.
it has been there. It's still here. And we are so lucky to be now because now it's faster. It can be
Right.
faster because the information is there. It's just we need every time to find the balance and not to be drowned into that
Right.
abundance. Because I'm saying that since a few months now, the problem and the good thing now is the same thing. There is so much information, so much healers, so much help, so much TV shows, games, so much activities that we can do. Yeah, we have the choice, so it empower our free will, but it's too much, so it's difficult to choose and to stay in something because people will recognize what I'm going to say. Some people are not experts. They are not the one that has a deep, unique knowledge. Some are polymath, they are Renaissance persons. They have a lot of knowledge that are not deep. And those ones, we are lost because we cannot stay in one thing. We need more. But those people are very important now because they're the one that has the ability to see the big picture and to say, okay, this expert, this specialist needs to do that. This one needs to do that. This one needs to do that. I can communicate with them. And that's the polymath.
I love it. Thank you so much. What an inspiration you are.
Thank you.
And I see that world where people are exactly living like this, and it's so beautiful. So
Yeah,
thank you for being an inspiration.
thank you. Thanks to
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you. Again, if you'd like to work with Jaypee, please check it out. It's a beautiful opportunity. Thank you, Jaypee.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.